Greetings Highlanders fans and welcome to GoHighlanders.com's coverage of the 2012 UC Riverside women's soccer season. There's less than 1 week to go before the team's first match, so we sat down with new head coach Nat Gonzalez to get his take on the upcoming season. Coach, thanks so much for joining us today.
Good to be here.
Well, what's it been like taking over this program, and what was your initial take on the team as you began working with them in the spring?
I was really excited. I think the group's a hard-working group. I think they enjoy working together, and I at least the talent base that was here was good. I felt like our starting point was well ahead of where I was when I first took over the men's program, starting from scratch. So for me, that was encouraging. This is my first opportunity taking over an established program that's been around, and so there's traditions in place, and there's recruiting classes, and there's different classes where whereas my only experience as a head coach has been starting from the ground up, which is two different animals for sure.
Well, last year's squad saw a marked turnaround in terms of wins, going from 1 win 2 years ago to 8 last year. They stayed in the hunt for a Big West Conference tournament berth until the very last match of the season. But as is true in just about every year, you're going to lose a senior class. And last year's squad, quite a bit of veteran defense gone. Christy Adcock, Sierra Hilbert, Katie Hensley all graduated, as did Vanessa Ibarra and all-conference performer Deb Musa. Let's start looking towards 2012 on the defensive side of the ball. Who do you see playing on that back line and replacing some of that veteran presence?
You're right. We're going to be young, relatively young. We've got in the center back positions, we've got Bree Gonzalez, who last year played a midfield position due to graduation. So she's going to step in. Though she's experienced positionally, she's going to be new as a center back. And then next to her, it's going to be Alex Duran and Lindsay Gehring. They're going to be battling for minutes as that second center back, kind of partnering up with Bree. So in regards to Alex Duran, I mean, she's got experience with the Mexican national team. She's got experience, obviously, just being a sophomore, so she's motivated. I think Lindsay Gehring has a real good opportunity. She's a feisty, good 1v1 defender, and she's got some pace, which is going to help playing alongside Bree, who's more of a bigger body, who's going to win stuff in the air. So it's a good balance between those two. On the left side, probably Melissa. She's kind of the stalwart of the four. She's been around, and this will be her second year in the back, and she'll have the most experience. And so, looking forward to her kind of continuing that spot to hold that side of the defense down. And then on the right side, again, we've got a couple people that we're potentially looking at. Mariah Rojas, who's a freshman coming in. She's got good ability to read the game. And cut off entry balls into the forwards. And then the other one is Ashley Graves.
Of course, the most visible face on the defense is your goalkeeper. And this year you've got Jessica White back. She had the red shirt last year, playing just 2 matches before missing the rest of the year due to an injury. Starting with her, how does she look so far coming off of that injury-plagued season?
She looks good. Unfortunately, I didn't have anything to compare it to. So I really was, with her kind of managing the rehab portion of it. So as the season has worn on, she's done a really good job of letting me know where she's at. I mean, I'm watching her and during all the training sessions, during double days and the scrimmages that we had, that, I mean, it doesn't look like it's bothering her. And as far as her experience, she brings a lot to the table, and I'm looking forward to watching her play, because as long as she's healthy, I think her experience is going to serve us well.
We've also got Jessica Olafson back. She split time in goal a year ago, and 2 newcomers competing for some time, Nicole Regano and Alyssa Guzman. How do all these 4 keepers differ from one another? Do they bring different things to the table, and what are their similarities?
Jessica Olafson, she for sure got a lot of time in the spring. She was our only goalkeeper, so coming into this fall, she's gained a lot of experience. She left for the summer, came back pretty sharp. We were able to bring in 2 other freshman goalkeepers in Nicole Regano and Alyssa Guzman. And Nicole's pretty sound technically, but obviously young, and so her ability to take to the game at this level is going to be crucial to her success, but I think for sure she's going to challenge for playing time. And then Alyssa Guzman, the very good shot stopper, who works hard. She's local from Colton, and I think she's going to do herself well as far as just learning the system and gaining enough experience to be a competitor for a spot.
Let's jump up to the midfield. Who do you see getting the bulk of the minutes on that section of the pitch?
I would say, just looking at how everything's developed, I feel like that's probably our deepest area on the field. We've got Caitlin Anzalone, who showed really well in the spring. Her ability to keep the ball, her understanding of the game is really good, and she's a very quick learner. And then Amber Marani, who's an incoming, who's a freshman. She's shown well, and her playmaking ability from a deeper role is going to be crucial to our success. But I mean, other players that are going to see time just because of the workload that the midfield takes is Andy Ludio. She's shown well this preseason, as well as Nicole Cheers. And then in the attacking spot of our midfield, Dre Morales, who was a forward last year, has shown well because of her ability to go at players from a deeper spot, and her shot from distance and her ability to kind of thread balls through the defense is going to be beneficial. And then obviously Jessica Cortez, who's a senior, who has the same qualities, they're probably going to share that load.
Well, the Highlanders haven't had a truly dominant goal scorer since about 2008 when Tesla Nala and Heidi Garrett scored 11 and 9 goals respectively. Do you see this team as having a singular or duo of goal scorers, or is it going to have to be spread out a little more as it has over the past 3 years?
I think this spring, I mean, my biggest concern because of the graduation was the back line. I felt like the back line kind of got solidified pretty quickly, and then as we went through spring, realized that we weren't scoring many goals, and I realized that there were a few players that graduated that helped that, along with, unfortunately, for some injuries that happened that didn't allow us to probably develop an attack as much as I would have liked during the spring. So up front, we're going to be young. Selena Valencia, she's going to be a sophomore, and she'll play on the wide areas of the attack. She's got good ability to go at players, and she's got a good shot from distance, and she's able to turn the corner on defenders and get service into the box. Shelly Brumbaugh is probably going to be on the other side. She's got an engine. She's got a work rate that's second to none. It's just for us, her ability to get us good service is going to be the key to her game of being successful. And then up top, we're going to be young. It could be Tyler Cunningham and Crystal Lopez are going to be the two that will be sharing the load there. And as with any position, but especially with goal scorers, it's whoever's hot at the time is going to get the most minutes, and it may take a few games just to see how they react to the level. But I think we're going to share the load for the most part. But who knows? I mean, maybe one of these freshmen emerge and take to the game quicker than expected, and since they're not known, maybe we catch people by surprise.
Well, we've already mentioned that you were the head coach of the men's team here from 2001 to 2003 when they restarted the program at the Division I level. What are the differences that you've seen over that 8 to 12 year span?
Well, the biggest difference personally is I think I've become a more patient coach, which is kind of ironic considering that our jobs are sometimes don't allow for that. But just from the day-to-day stuff, I think when I was here first time around as a coach, I probably a little impatient and needing, and probably was unrealistic considering I was starting everything from scratch. But coming now, second go around, I've been able to be part of some staffs with some quality coaches, and just learning that the girls are going to work hard for you. They're obviously here for a reason because they love the game, and so just being patient and helping them understand the brevity of their careers here. It goes by so fast, even though double days like today go by so slow for some of them. They feel like it's never going to end, but I think that part is going to be easier probably to get across after my years away on the women's side. And as far as the campus itself, I mean, the facility's amazing. I was here when we still had grass and we had 2 practice fields, and the engineering building behind us didn't exist. And then just the campus itself, UCR has done a really good job of creating an atmosphere of a true quality university that people are now starting to put at the top of their list, especially the locals, of wanting to come to. Whereas before it was, people were leaving the Inland Empire to go elsewhere, and now I'm getting some good feedback that people are wanting to stick around, because I think UCR has done a good job of promoting the school and making itself known that people want to come here.
Let's take a look at the conference. Hawaii joins the conference this year. We've now got 10 teams in women's soccer in the Big West. How do you see the Big West playing out this year, and then where do you see the Highlanders sliding in?
That's another thing that's changed from when I was here the first time to now, is the Big West has gotten very competitive. Irvine back in the day was good, not great, but they've emerged. Long Beach State kind of in the same boat. They've emerged, being a Final 8 contender. So those two teams are probably going to be towards the top end. But you have your perennial strong schools between Cal Poly, Santa Barbara. Fullerton's done well for themselves in the last few years. It's going to be competitive, but the positive side of that, for the conference as a whole, is that I think we get more recognition, which the potential to get a bid and more teams into the NC2A tournament is greater. Though it'll be more difficult within the conference, I think at the end of conference, when it's all said and done, the Big West will be well respected.
Well, come November, if the Highlanders are preparing for a first-round NCAA tournament berth, what are the things that have happened along the way to make that a reality?
I think just doing the basic things well, and just being extra diligent with taking care of our defensive responsibilities. It's an old cliche, but it really is true, especially with soccer, where it's so difficult to score goals, that if you're keeping your side at zero, the goals will come, and I think we have a good young group up front that we're able to get goals. So I would say, our focus needs to be keeping other teams out, and then just trusting that the system, and trusting that all the work we've been putting in, that we can wear teams down and be able to come up with victories. But at the end of the day, the good teams just don't give up easy goals.
Thanks so much for your time, Coach. Good luck this Friday in the season opener and the rest of the season, and hopefully come November we'll be playing some extra games on the schedule.
Great. Thank you.